The United States plays a pivotal role within NATO, contributing a staggering 68% of its total defense budget. This significant financial input creates a dependency that, if disrupted by a potential withdrawal of U.S. forces, could leave NATO grappling with a substantial financial void. The implications of such a shift raise questions about the alliance's future stability and its ability to operate effectively. With around 100,000 U.S. troops currently stationed across Europe, any withdrawal would signify a considerable reduction in NATO's combat capabilities. European nations, facing the daunting challenge of replacing this military strength, may find themselves unable to adequately compensate for the loss. The ramifications of this deficiency could weaken NATO's collective defense posture, leading to increased vulnerability. In light of a possible U.S. withdrawal, NATO's capability to respond swiftly to emerging crises, particularly in Eastern Europe and the strategically critical Black Sea region, could be severely compromised. Such a scenario may foster rifts within the alliance, prompting individual member states to forge separate agreements with adversaries like Russia or China, thus undermining the cohesion that NATO has long relied upon. The stark disparity in nuclear arsenals between the United States and NATO member states unveils critical vulnerabilities within the alliance, particularly in the absence of American support. This potential vacuum could embolden adversarial states, further escalating tensions and inviting aggression. The implications of such a power imbalance necessitate careful scrutiny. Should NATO countries decide to pursue independent nuclear capabilities, the prospect could ignite a new arms race within Europe, complicating an already intricate security landscape. This alarming trajectory stands to destabilize not just regional but global security frameworks, leaving nations grappling with the repercussions of heightened military competition. Russia perceives a weakened NATO as an advantageous opening to augment its influence across Europe. This strategic repositioning threatens to reshape the global order, particularly endangering the security of Eastern European nations. The geopolitical stakes, therefore, rise significantly as NATO grapples with both internal challenges and external pressures. Russia's capacity to foment separatist movements within NATO member states, such as Estonia and Latvia, raises alarms about potential governmental crises. Such destabilization efforts would undoubtedly divert NATO resources and attention, thereby diminishing the alliance's operational effectiveness in safeguarding its members. In addition to military threats, the specter of large-scale cyber attacks targeting critical European infrastructure emerges as a formidable challenge. These covert operations possess the potential to create widespread chaos, all without necessitating direct military confrontation. The disruptive capabilities of cyber warfare could significantly undermine NATO's operational readiness. Moreover, the European Union's heavy reliance on Russian energy supplies underscores a critical vulnerability, particularly during the harsh winter months. Any disruption to these energy flows might compel European nations to concede to Russian demands, raising profound questions about their sovereignty and decision-making autonomy. In the event of a U.S. withdrawal from NATO, European nations would be forced to reassess their defense spending and overall military readiness. The absence of a centralized defense mechanism within the EU complicates this necessary transition, placing additional pressure on Europe to enhance its self-reliance in matters of security. Currently, Europe finds itself lacking the military strength and collective solidarity required to defend against pressing threats such as Russia. The withdrawal of U.S. support would necessitate a significant buildup of military capabilities across the continent, a daunting task that many nations may struggle to undertake. Simultaneously, nations in Asia, particularly Japan and South Korea, might begin to reevaluate their security dependencies on the United States. This newfound skepticism could prompt these nations to explore independent military strategies, including the consideration of nuclear options, thereby reshaping security dynamics in the Asia-Pacific region. In the Middle East, U.S. allies could experience an erosion of confidence in American commitments should NATO's support wane. Such a shift might propel countries like Iraq to seek partnerships with rival powers, including China or Russia, further complicating the geopolitical landscape. Former President Trump's admonitions directed at NATO members stemmed from his assertion that they were overly reliant on the U.S. for their defense. This perspective has generated heightened tensions within the alliance, forcing member nations to confront their own commitments and capabilities. During his initial term, Trump's pronounced threats were effective in galvanizing 23 out of 32 NATO members to meet their respective defense spending targets. This increase serves as a testament to the significant influence of his approach on the financial commitments of the alliance. Despite the accompanying tensions, Trump signaled that should NATO countries fulfill their financial obligations, the United States would remain committed to the alliance. This development hints at a potential pathway for future cooperation, contingent upon the financial resolve of NATO member states.